What is going on, guys? So today is a little bit of a different video. Usually it's the reptiles, but today, well, last night, well, no, technically today, we found a dog. This morning a lady posted up on the community page, and this is why I really encourage people to be in their local community pages, because you find out certain things and news travels quite a lot through community pages, and even problems that you might not have been aware of, or maybe the same problem that you're having. They're an incredibly great way to spread information. In this case, I do a lot of animal related things, so we see a lot of animal related posts. Now you see people finding snakes all the time. I do reptile relocations, so that's a benefit for me. It saves people having to look around to find a reptile relocator, and a lot of people on there, once you become sort of a local member, you know, they've got plumbers, they've got local electricians, they've got local mechanics that they can tell you, and then that way you grow your communities get stronger, your bonds get stronger, you meet new people. It's amazing. Why wouldn't you do it? Unfortunately, like Facebook, a lot of stuff happens in these groups that's a bit over the top, but that's the thing with the internet, and you have to deal with that, unfortunately. But in this case, at about 12:30 last night, a lady put up a post about finding two dogs on Wanneroo Road, just across the road from Ocean View Tavern, OVT, and I decided that I'd go out there. She fortunately caught one already before I got there. Super friendly dog, and jumped in her car. She had two other dogs with her at the time as well, and what are you doing? It seemed to get along with them real well. But unfortunately, the other dog that they saw with him ran off into the bush and did not come back out. We did wait around for quite a while to see whether or not the dog would come out, and then the lady was heading the opposite direction to her house, and I told her that I'd take the dog to the vet, and we took the dog to the vet, and fortunately the dog was microchipped. Now, waking up to a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning from a vet telling you that they found your dog that you'd been missing for 3 years would be pretty crazy. Unfortunately, a lot changes in 3 years, and legit posts, there is a Facebook group, there is everything about it. Absolutely crazy to see that this thing has popped back up again. It gives a whole new meaning to closure. You know, when people lose something, they would rather know what happened to it instead of having that real open question whether or not something has or has not happened. And 3 years for a dog to pop back up again, that's pretty crazy. Now, he did have a few little scars and stuff, and he was super friendly, so whether or not somebody else owned him and then lost him, and then, you know, people take on dogs all the time. I don't want to jump straight to the worst side of things, because that's not what I'm about. I'm not going to accuse people of doing anything, you know, and like, who knows, he could have just been out there doing his thing. There's a lot of food out there, and unfortunately it's the exact same place that I drop a lot of snakes from, like Ridgewood area and stuff like that. I'd chuck them on the other side of the train line, which is that exact bush. Yeah, so incredibly, the dog's name is Buddha. They started up a group 3 and a bit years ago to find their dog, and obviously after 3 years the momentum of it really slows down and you forget about things. I remember the group, I remember seeing posts years ago, but I was in a completely, I lived in a different area, so yeah, to have that come all the way back around is pretty freaking cool. Now, Channel 9 did ask for me to do an interview, but unfortunately I've got a lot to do today, and I'm gonna send them a little video clip, but I have no idea what to send them, so yeah, it's freaking crazy, like the amount of friends that have been hit up by news, and like I've been hit up by news channels a few times now, and I constantly turn them down because I'm terrible at making news appearances. Also, filming in this room, it sounds like there's bloody bongs going off. Like, you can hear all the bubbling and see all of the fish and stuff like that. So, yeah. But I'm gonna try and do that video now, and then, I don't know. What is going on, guys? So tonight has been a little bit of a different night. A lady posted up that she found a dog out here. She fortunately caught the first one, and there was a second one that ran off into that super scary, dark, big, ginormous bushland. I took one of the dogs to the vet, so he's already been to the vet. And on the way home, I thought I'd just stop past here and double check that the other one hasn't doubled back to the road yet. And unfortunately, I don't think he has doubled back to the road, and I'm not sticking around very long to see whether or not he's gonna pop up, because he ran off the first time anyway. So unfortunately, I can hear a dog barking way out there, but it is quite windy and the wind's going this way, so it might be coming from a house which is miles away and the wind's just bringing it here. But I think it may be the dog, but I'm not running in there. No. Especially, I could run in there, find the dog, and it doesn't want anything to do with me and run away from me anyway. So, yeah, that's a shame. It's getting cold. I've spent a good couple of hours out here, so hopefully he pops up soon. And if he does pop up, hopefully the right people get him, and he gets back to the rightful owners, because, yeah. Hey, yes, you're so cute. Yes, you are. Oh, why you been like this? You were so friendly before. Hey, yeah, we go. Here we go. You're so cute. Yes, you are. Yeah. How long you been out there for? Look, crying, you're crying. It's just something in my eye, alright? So it's pretty cute, and he looks pretty happy. Apparently he's doing quite well there. I film my stuff for the Channel 9 thing, and for the fact that I have a lot of hours of pointing a camera at myself, I got so nervous. But anyway, enough with that stuff. I went for a drive yesterday. Picked up some fake rock. Now this is cool room paneling with the outside peeled off of it, and the only reason why I know that is because this one still has the metal on the back of it. Now these actually came from a shop in down south. My mate picked them up because he didn't want them to go into the bin. During the COVID time, these guys have redone a bunch of their enclosures and stuff, and they pulled this stuff out. So my idea is to chop it up and use it in this enclosure here. Hopefully that works well, because we can do we can chop it up to fit in that corner there, push it back, and then there'd be the 3 pieces. I've got this stuff here, and at my mate's house there is still some more pieces there. Now unfortunately, I mean, it's getting thrown around and stuff. Unfortunately there is a few dots on it that need touching up, but that is okay because most of the hard work is done. I'll play around with it, and then because this is something that I've always wanted to do, but I guess I just doubt myself so much that I won't be able to do it. Explaining how to do this to people, like the idea of it just scares me, and I wuss out and never end up completing one. I have started a few, and I guess my previous problems with it, like this is the other rock here, this was actually a shelf. for animals to sit on. Previous problems I had with it before was the fact that it is super hard to make this stuff 100% waterproof, and I was submerging every single bit of it in the water. But with reptiles, you can be a little bit more lenient because this stuff's not going to be soaked. Although when I eventually get around to doing it, I am going to do it way thicker than this because I want it to be quite hard. It's actually the same as that enclosure behind there. That's done a little bit thicker, quite a bit smoother, not as detailed. Like these are quite detailed, very nice, and you know the paint's been put on properly for shading, depth, and it looks quite cool. Also on top of that, we got some huge rope which was turned into vines. So what you do is you lather it in silicone and then roll it around in coca peat and sand or whatever you want to make your vines look like, and then sort of looks like a vine. So I'm super excited to have that rope. That rope's probably my most favorite thing about it. Just to hang up in some of the enclosures and get some climate action and stuff like that. I'm probably going to put a little bit of that rope in here, like just from a corner to corner. That's actually why I put this these two things across the top, so I could have something hanging from the top. And I got to try and find a tree stump that I can put in there, and then find a spot to put this, finish the rest of it off. So this thing is a very slow work in progress. Unfortunately, because I got a little bit excited and I rushed it, there is a bit of rust coming up in some places where I forgot to paint, but whatever, it'll rust out, and then I'll put it in the bin. It'll work for now, as long as I do it soon and don't let it all rust out, and then yeah. So yeah, all of that's pretty exciting, and super happy about the dog. Yeah, that's a pretty cool story. Hopefully the other dog's found and the mystery behind where that dog went maybe solved, and yeah, they're doing good. I actually talked to them. They said that they'd already gone and picked up a bunch of food and stuff. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I tagged Ryan in the post because, as you guys probably knows, that Ryan is my friend. He's sort of like a friend sort of slash sponsor of this channel. He helps me out with a lot of stuff, and I try and help him out the best that I can, even though that's not very much. But yeah, he actually owns Corinne Pet Central. He's hooked me up with fish caves, dog food, fish food, extreme fish food. Absolutely dope. Tagged him, and he said that he'd be more than happy to help them out if they you know, need any help, and I'm sure we can work something out, because I guess after 3 years not having a dog, and then getting that dog sprung back on you, and you're like, I wasn't prepared to have a dog, you know. Yeah, so hopefully they're alright. They seem to be doing alright. And actually the real funny thing about it is the lady and her partner, we actually met years ago in one of the parent groups that we took my son to. So about 6 years ago, or maybe, yeah, probably 5.5, 6 years ago, which is crazy to think that it was so long ago, and then they lost their dog for 3 years. That's trippy. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Take it easy, look after your dogs, make sure they're chipped, make sure they're registered so you don't lose your pooch, and if it does get lost, hopefully it'll make its way back faster. So see you later, take it easy, stay awesome, and remember, you can't fail if you try. Bye!